Hi guys, Naved here. Recently, I got a chance to visit the Kedar Kantha summit, which was a nice experience in my lifetime. And after that, seeing the pics and videos, my friends and some other people had started inquiring about this trekking adventure and things we should uh, know while doing. So, I'm preparing a session in which I'll give you a brief description about the Kedar Kantha truck and things you should carry while moving on to it. So, let's begin. First, the first thing that comes while doing this trekking is that we have to reach the camp where we should start our trekking. Since I'm from South India, the first place I had to reach was New Delhi. From there to Dehradun. So initially, we took the train for 2 days and reached New Delhi. So before leaving to Dehradun, you have to gather some items from Delhi that will be very much helpful while trekking. So I'll give you a list of items that are required for trekking, and in that some items can be rented from Sankri, which is the place from which we start the trekking, and some items that can be purchased uh, at the same amount that we can rent it from there. So you can keep it as yours. So I'll give you about a comparison about that and give a brief description about what all things you need while trekking. So in Delhi, there are mainly uh, two or three markets from where you can gather these items that are the Chandni Chowk, Kabutar Market, etc. So we use the Chandni Chowk market and Kabutar market, which are nearby there. We did this on purpose because we could also visit the Delhi Juma Masjid while purchasing these items. So, what all should you buy? The first thing and the primary thing that you need are jackets. Normal jackets won't be useful there. You need a jacket with a small air layer in between them. So you should get a nice and sturdy jackets from any of these markets. These jackets mainly come at around 400 to 500, and you can get it for even low for 350 if you have good bargaining skills. Depends on your the item you choose and how you deal with them. So on an average, you'll it will cost around 350 and 500. Okay. While buying the jacket, make sure that if you get a make sure to get a waterproof jacket. Waterproof jackets are very important since it gives us a bit more of a freedom than the other jackets. While we are on snow, there are chances that it wets very easily. So if you have a waterproof jacket, most of the airtight jackets are there. It comes with waterproof. Just check it. That's it. Okay. uh, the next thing that you need is thermals. You can have the upper and lower thermals from market, but I bought it from Decathlon, so I prefer a much more better thermal since it is the closest thing that comes to your body. You have to wear it for around 4 days continuously, so get something good from Decathlon. It will be around 400 and 500 price range depending on the quality you choose. And next thing that you have to buy or you can buy from market is the gloves. Normally the riding gloves that we use that cannot be used while trekking. Instead of that, you need a waterproof gloves. When I say waterproof it is. Like no other things, like no small or cheap things you should not use. You should get a good quality gloves since it is the most useful thing while trekking. Like, and if you get a gloves that can be operated that will operate your smartphone touches without any hassle, bingo. And one more thing, if you are not confident about the gloves that you have got from the market, when you reach Sankri, you have two options. No, three options. You can either rent from your package provider, which I won't recommend that. uh, Normally a gloves will cost around 150 in Delhi. You still have to rent these item for 150 at Sankri, same rate, but you can only get to rent it. You cannot keep it. You have to give it back. Okay. And but there is yeah, a place called Himalayan Trekkers. I don't correctly remember its name, but it's something related to trip and Himalayas. It's the first shop that you see while reaching Sangri. There they have good quality. When I say good quality, it costs about 6,000 rupees for a gloves. You can rent it from there. That actually comes with a small strap that can be wounded and fixed in your hand, which prohibits snow from entering through the backwards back. This is very important. If you can get it, that's very much better for while you're trekking. But make sure not to lose it, because one guy, not from our team, but a fellow trekker, hiker, he had lost it and he had to pay about 6,000 as a remuneration for that. That's it. That's it for that. Next one is sunglasses. Normally, you can use your shades while trekking, but you see this one. These glasses, similar to these patterns, are very useful while trekking. If we use these glasses, the main benefit is that there won't be any reflection. If you use the normal sunglasses or the broad ones that you get, there will be a reflection which in turns feels some odd while hiking upwards and may cause some head problems or something like that. So make sure to use a good sunglasses which are comfortable for you, not for don't go for looks, go for something comfortable and that will benefit you. That's it with sunglasses. And you can purchase sunglasses from Delhi as well as you can purchase it from Sangri. No need to I think there is no provision to rent it. Okay, it will cost around 150 and 250 or even 100, depends upon your choice. This one costs around 250 or 200. I got it for 200, I think. Next is the gloves was you can purchase it for actually 150. I forgot to mention that. And next is two important things for your head. That is a bandana or a headband and a neckband. Neckband actually comes here. You insert it through here. Unfortunately, I lost mine, or else I would have shown it. I'll add it in the video if I can. And the headband, usually headbands are very important, since there might be snowfall as well as while trekking people throw snow at you, so that snow will get turned to water and your head will get all wet. So to avoid that, you can use bandanas. And while climbing higher and higher, when if even if there is snowfall, that will also benefit you very much. Next, uh, it is one of the most important thing that I felt are socks. uh, you should definitely get woolen socks, and you should carry as much as you need. You have to stay for 3 days while trekking. I had only 3 pair, which got soaked very well, and there were all water, which was very difficult for me. Made my trekking experience a bit more difficult than it actually is. So to avoid it, carry as much as socks possible, so that they get wet very easily. That you should change at least once while reaching each camp. When I say once, you need to have at least 3 pair of socks to wear at one time. That's for layering. I'll come to layering in the next stage. Just keep this like this. Okay, so socks, woolen socks. That's very important. Never miss it. Carry as much as possible. Will cost around rupees 50 for 3 socks. For normal socks, I didn't get woolen socks, so I don't know the correct amount. Just uh, find it. Okay. The next one is shoes. Shoes, I prefer you should rent a good shoes. And when you rent a shoes, make sure that it is comfortable for you and right size and right height. Don't go for that tall shoes that makes your life miserable in the snow. That you might see it very convenient and secure, but whilst in the tent, you have to consistently remove and put on the shoes back, since you cannot have shoes inside the tent where you're staying, but you cannot come out of the tent without that shoes. So you have to remove and reattach the shoes while you are halfway outside the tent. So make sure to get a good shoes. You can rent it from Sanctuary. You might not, or you have to purchase a good one. That might cost around 3,000 or 2,000. Depends on your choice. But I prefer to take it a rent since the pathway up to about the first base camp Judaka Talab is filled with mud. So you might want to keep your shoes with yourself and rent something. It won't cost more than about 300 or 400. Will stay in that price point if you just talk with your tour. Okay, now that's with shoes. And the next two important things are getters and micro spikes. Getters are actually attached to your shoes and your pants after layering. um, the tour package providers will get you that. You don't have to worry about it. And micro spikes are very important for climbing, and your package providers will provide both of that also. These both items your package providers are to provide you. You don't have to buy it for yourself. And one more thing you need is the poles. You don't have to look for poles at Delhi. You won't find it. Wait for you to reach Sanctuary. So that's it with that. And a bottom cargo pants. In case of cargo pants also, you need a good quality, sturdy, waterproof cargo pants, not the normal ones that we used to juggle around. You need a good quality one. So I prefer you should rent that from Sanctuary, good one. Or even your package providers will get you a waterproof pants. Make sure it does not have any holes in it, and it fits correctly. That's with the items that you have to gather from Delhi as well as Sanctuary. These items, I'll tell you how to layer it. And if you have a hoodie or if you don't have a hoodie or other clothes, make sure to have it also. Next step is to reach Dehradun via train. We took the train at midnight and reached at Dehradun at morning. And from Dehradun, while you reach there, there will be a COVID test, and you will get a certificate if you are negative, and or positive also. If negative, you can enter Dehradun and keep that certificate. Never leave it out of sight. You need it for crossing Sanctuary. Uh, then your package sort of starts like there will be a bus from Sanctuary that your tour providers provide. That bus will cost around for about 800 to 1000 per one side, depend upon the provider that you choose. And then now your food and accommodation will be handled by the packages, but it takes 7 to 8 hours to reach to Sanctuary from Dehradun via bus. So there will be a lunch will be in between the stop. Will be in bus, and they will show you a shop for having your lunch. So you have to for that must be the last meal you have to afford before entering into the package. An important thing is that while you have your lunch, make sure to make your money, everything from your bank account to a liquid. You might not find any ATMs at Sanctuary, and plus you might not have proper cell reception in Sanctuary. Food also. When I say food, I'm talking about chocolates. You need lots of chocolates while climbing. So you have to like Snickers and that kinds of chocolates. You have to keep it how much you need for climbing. That will give you heck of an energy, and that's nice for you while traveling. Okay, next thing is, so if you have, after gathering all your items, you'll reach Sanctuary by about 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock. You'll have your dinner from there. They'll provide you the dinner, and it will be unlimited food. And from there, you can see the first glimpse of snow, which makes you happy. And the water will get frozen and cold so much that you cannot take bath after reaching Sanctuary. So be prepared for that. And from there, make sure to fill your water bottles whenever the hot water arrives. If you have Teflon flask, that might be a good idea, but even though if you have a Teflon mask, after some time it will like you can only store water when they give you hot water. You cannot keep on asking every time for hot water. So store what you have and use it wisely. Next is the first day of trekking. We'll wake up early in the morning about at 7, and we'll start our bus via jeep to Sankri. Here is where you should rent or purchase your items that you need for trekking. It's the last stop where you get proper shops. When you reach Sankri, you can either rent with your documents or purchase it. And make sure to rent a pole also from there. Never forget it. You need at least you need one pole. That might be enough for it. And one more important thing that you should never ever forget, you need tissue papers. You won't have water for your toilet purposes in the mountain, so you need like 2 or 3 tissue paper boxes with you for that purpose. So make sure you take it. You cannot opt anybody, or like you don't have any provision for tissue papers up in the mountain, so make keep it with you. Okay, now first day, our task is to reach Judakatala, which is a frozen lake, 4 kilometers up the trekking way. We have total of 11 kilometers. In that, first 4 kilometer is climbed up on the first day, the second 3 kilometers on the second day, and third 4 kilometers on the second day night. That's the stretch, and the whole 11 kilometers are climbed down in a single day. For climbing Judaka, if the temperatures are normal, like when I say normal, it's between 2 degree and 0 degree. If it is normal, you can use one thermals and a hoodie, one layer of lower thermals and pants, and 3 layer of socks and a boot. You might not, you don't need getters. You start see snow. Because you don't need getters until you see snow. So when you first see snow, make sure you put your getters in. Like even if you don't have that level of snow that can cover your feet uh, inside the snow, you might it might be better if you have the getters on. Like there might not be any chance of snow falling inside your shoes. That's it. And why only one hoodie? It is because while you climb upwards, your body will heat up since you are climbing, and that heat will be absorbed by your thermals and it will keep you warm until you reach Judakatala. When you reach the base camp, Judakatala, you can either layer up once or stay inside the tent if you want more warmth. So that's it till Judakatala. It's a no, I'm not gonna spoil the fun. Have it you. From Judakatalab, between that Judakatalab and base camp, the snow will gets more thickening and icy, so you might want to get your gas spikes on from Judakatalab itself. Micro spikes are very useful while climbing. With that said, it's easier to put on a micro spikes. I give a small video on how to put onto that. Next we start from Jodakadala. The food all in between will be provided by them. You should eat as soon as possible when it's served to you, or else it will get cold very fast. Even for like 2 or 3 minutes, sparing 2 or 3 minutes even will make it cold. So have food, have good food, have as much as you can. You need a lot of energy to climb. This Next, once you reach Judakatala, the climate will changes. The climate change and the cold will increase. It's like around 0 and -2 at the base camp. So the temperature is deadly, but it's not the temperature that is going to freeze you. It's the wind. If you if wind is there, there might be very cold and you will be shivering. So to avoid that, that is where that waterproof and airtight jackets come into play. So layering, how will you layer? You have to have at least 3 to 4 layers of clothing inside you. I'll give an explanation parts by parts. First one is head. In head part, you have to have a headband or a bandana, and then spectacles like this one. Then one more thing is a neckband. It is not mandatory, but it can help you in many very ways, easy ways. Like it's very beneficial. It only costs around rupees 100, and it is very it's pay for the price. Next, body, upper body. Upper body, the first and initial layer will be the thermals. Above that, you can even put one or two layer of t-shirts according to your choice. Above that, you should have a hoodie that will make your body a little more warm. And on top of that, you should put on your jacket. You can add or remove layers according to your body fat, but you need at least minimum, bare minimum of 3 layers for this. And in upper body, gloves, as I told earlier, get a good one, fix it properly, and you can take it off at times from time to time, since most of the gloves are not compatible for touch screens, so you might have to take it out for taking pictures. So plan accordingly. Lower body, lower body, make sure you do not have any innerwears, since you have to stay for 4 days with that innerwear if you put it on. So your guides will like ask you or inform you about this, and you don't have to wear inners. Avoiding that, you have to have thermals inside. Above that, 2 layer of shorts or 1 layer according to your preference. On top of that, you need a waterproof cargo pants. That might be enough, 3 to 4 layers. That will suffice. Those parts are actually heat generating, so you might not need to worry too much about that. Okay, next is the foot in which you have to have 3 layer of socks, woolen socks, and carry as much as possible, since it will get wet easily. If one is wet, the other two will automatically go wet. So if you lost or something like that, don't panic. You can keep the socks inside that sleeping bed, and it gets a little bit dry or overnight, and you can use it. I climbed with the like wet socks, so it's not catastrophic in Kedar Kantha. Next, boots, as I told earlier, get a good one that is comfortable. uh, in that boots, first put the getters to avoid snow, and then the micro spikes to ease up the climb. Take a pole also. You are ready for trekking. Now the trek to summit will start at 2 a.m. Before that, I didn't mention the tents, but there will be tents will be instantly made while you reach the summit, as well as Chudakatala. One tent will accommodate about 3 to 4 people, and inside a sleeping bag. You have to sleep inside it, and you have to make your tent warm by not opening it and sitting inside it and like breathing. You have to keep it warm. Do not open it for a long time, that it will get too much cold in that. And make sure to keep your boots inside the tent while you sleep, since it to avoid not to get it frozen. Okay. uh, okay, from 2 a.m. you will start the climb, and I'm not gonna tell anything beyond this, since I might spoil your fun. So after reaching the summit, you have to trek that 11 kilometers that you climb for one day, and the first stop will be at base camp, where you can rest. And one more thing, you can leave your all extra luggages in the base camp before you trek, so you can collect all the luggages from the base camp, and you can head down after a good sleep of about 1 hour or so. And then you can climb down with all those good memories. And there is a interesting part while climbing down. You have to experience it by yourself. I'm not spoiling it. So you'll reach Sanctuary by about 6 to 6:30 p.m. at the most in the evening. You will have dinner from your place you stayed earlier, and your rest of the luggages will be there. And the next day you'll be dropped back on to Dehradun via the bus. And if you are lucky that there is a route through Mussoorie, you can also see Mussoorie if that route is taken. And that's it for the Kedar Kantha truck. I hope you guys find it a good experience and what I shared useful. If I had missed anything and you might want to add something, or I said any blunder, shoot it in the comments. Thank you for watching my video. Happy journey.